Okay, let's do the quotient rule. So here's the quotient rule right here. Second times the derivative of the first minus the first times the derivative of the second, all over the second squared. So once again, I'm going to have you make this grid thing. So f of x is our top, g of x is the bottom. So f of x is 2x squared minus 4x plus 3. And now let's take the derivative of that. So the 2 goes in front to make that 4. And then I would have 2 minus 1, which is 1. And then the derivative of this would just be minus 4, because that 1 minus 1 would be 0. So x to the 0 is 1. And then the derivative of the number is just 0, goes away. Now do the same for g of x, 2 minus 3x. So g prime of x, the derivative of 2 is 0. The derivative of negative 3x would be negative 3. And now I do my pattern, except this one's a little different. This pattern starts with g of x. So g of x, the second, 2 minus 3x, times the derivative of the first. And this one is a subtraction. And then do your other side. Subtract 2x squared minus 4x plus 3 times g prime, all divided by g of x, your second, squared. And then once again, you can simplify that if you want. You don't need to. You can leave it right there. Now, let's look at number 3. Now, number 3 is kind of interesting because you guys actually already know how to do this one. I could rewrite this as negative 9/5 x to the negative 2. Those are the same thing. I took the x squared up and I made it negative. And then I could take the derivative of this, where the negative 2 goes in front, and then I minus 1. So I would get 18/5 x to the negative 3. Or 18 over 5x cubed. Take that negative 3 down to make it positive. Now we're going to do it right here using the quotient rule. And you'll see that you actually get the same answer. So we're going to make our grid again. F of x is going to be negative 9. So that means f prime of x is going to be 0. G of x is 5x squared. So g prime of x is going to be 10x. Bring the 2 down and then minus 1. And now we do our grid. This is dividing, so we start with g of x. So 5x squared times f prime minus, then come over here to this one, negative 9 times 10x, all over g of x, 5x squared, squared. Now this one we're going to simplify to see that we get the same answer. So 5x squared times 0 goes away. Negative times negative 9 times 10x should give me a 90x all over. 5x squared will be 25x to the 4th. Now if I simplify that 90 over 25 down, it gives me 8 over 5x cubed. And voila, you get the same answer. So now you know the quotient rule. You can go ahead and get started on your homework.